I now present to you Dr. Robert P. Merriweather, our member of the Board of Trustees of the University of Kentucky, for the investiture of Dr. O'Hara. Dr. Merriweather.
For years, the University of Kentucky has been committed to providing the best the Commonwealth can offer in the way of higher education to every citizen in the state of Kentucky. I think we are continuing that in the investiture of Dr. O'Hara this afternoon. We commend the Board of Trustees of PCC. This is a part of the University of Kentucky. It serves the Quad State area. It is vital in the dissemination of information and education in our region. We expect it to grow and to prosper and to grow into the next century under Dr. O'Hara's leadership. If Dr. O'Hara and Mr. Niemer will come forward. The Board of Trustees of PCC has chosen a medallion with the seal of the College of PCC and the name of Dr. Leonard O'Hara on the reverse side as the symbol for the upcoming administration. Mr. Niemer will present to Dr. O'Hara the medallion at this time.
Dr. O'Hara, please come forward. Are you willing to accept the responsibility of President of Paducah Community College, keeping within the declarations made to the Board of Trustees of Paducah Junior College and Paducah Community College Board of Trustees and the Advisory Council, and willing to carry out the duties of President as declared by the laws of the Commonwealth of Kentucky?
I am.
By the authority granted by the Paducah Junior College, Paducah Community College Board of Trustees, and delegated to me as Chairman of the Board, I am pleased to install you, Leonard F. O'Hara, as President of Paducah Community College. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, the staff, the students, the alumni, we pledge our support to you in continuing the progress of the school. I offer you our best wishes, and along with our support, we hope you continue to serve the school fairly and well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. We're really glad to have you.
Dr. Meriwether, Dr. Carr, Mr. Denton, Congressman Hubbard, Mayor Montgomery, Judge Hovkamp, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, words can scarcely express how deeply honored and profoundly humbled I am by your presence here today and your kind words. This is certainly a heady time for a field biologist and a boy from the steel mill labor pool. It is beyond a doubt the most humbling experience of my life. But I realize as well as you that this is not a day for any one person. It is for an institution. It is a celebration of the excellence of this great college and our collective expression of hope for its continued success. I ask that you receive my humble remarks today in that light, a marking of a place in time which celebrates all the triumphs that have preceded me and the hope for our future, which is so bright and, as Stephen said, so exciting and filled with so much promise. And like the past, it will be successful not because of one person, but because of thousands of deeds, large and small, performed by our faculty and our staff and our students and our alumni. Well, I will play my part. One player in a cast of hundreds. I'm grateful that you've given me a role that I feel well suited for. I pledge to give this college and you my very best. Credit for our past belongs to the men and women who had the foresight to establish this college in 1932 and then merge it with the University of Kentucky and nurture it through 6 decades. Many of you are seated in this theater. How far you have brought us. This celebration of excellence is for you. It is our way of saying thank you for what you have done. And if there were time, I would mention you all by name. There is one person who must be mentioned today, and his name has been mentioned before. Dean Matheson. For Dean was this college and still is thought of as a reflection of PJC and PCC. President Clemens and I ask you to keep Dean in your prayers and in your thoughts. He is a great man, and we pray for his recovery. And there are others in my thoughts today as well. My mother, who made it to the 9th grade. And she believed that college was reserved for the chosen few. And Dad, who loved his job at the steel mill so much and was so proud that he had risen to the rank of superintendent. But he always said that a college education would have opened doors to what he really wanted to do, and that was make life better for his family and his friends and his community. Several years before the mill closed down because of greed and foreign competition, Dad died. And his men lost the only good-paying jobs they were ever qualified to do. Obsolete before their time, many of them took odd jobs and prayed that things would improve. Well, I thought about them today. Mom was right. In her time, only the privileged few went to college. But not today. Today she'll be dead wrong. For college is for all who can benefit, and this institution stands as clear testimony to that. And Dad was right, too. Doors open because of colleges, and more importantly, doors can be kept from closing. A college, a college like this college, can not only help prevent the tragedy that Dad's men felt and the tens of thousands of others like them around this country have felt, it can also create an environment where new jobs and 21st century businesses come knocking. That is what we intend to do here, so that never more need our people fear the obsolescence of their skills. Dad lived long enough to see me leave the mill and spend 4 years in the military, then marry and enter a community college. And he had enough time to make my bride promise that I'd someday get a PhD and do something that made things just a little bit better. For 28 years, Darlene has been the wind beneath my wings. Thanks mostly to her, I stand before you on this incredibly humbling day, here to celebrate excellence and to rejoice with you because the Jackson Purchase of the great Commonwealth of Kentucky is poised and ready to become a place of excellence, the level of which has seldom been thought possible. And this is neither idle talk nor Inauguration Day rhetoric, it is fact. The only thing that is left for us to do is pool our resources and our talents and tear down any territorial walls that we might have and seize the moment. In Julius Caesar, Shakespeare writes, "There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in misery. On such a full sea we are now afloat, and we must take the current where it serves, or lose our ventures. There is an educational flood coming to the Jackson Purchase, and we must stand together to ride its crest. I feel so fortunate today to have arrived at this place at this time. For this college is ready, willing, and very able to seize the moment. In the field of education alone, a view of a great future can be clearly seen. For in education, there simply is no better place in this nation to be than the Commonwealth of Kentucky. All this because of good timing. And let me tell you a few things about Kentucky that makes it so great to be here right now, and why, Stephen, it is so exciting. First and foremost, because in 1990 the General Assembly passed the Kentucky Education Reform Act. It is the most comprehensive and forward-thinking piece of education legislation in the nation. In a very few short years, that courageous act, and it did take courage on the part of our legislators and faith and generosity on the part of our voters, that act will transform Kentucky's children into America's best. And it will do that by giving dignity and self-esteem to our children that only a quality education can give. Because of KERA, our children will get better jobs, live better lives, and in the process make life better for all of us. We at PCC support KERA and will work to make it successful in every way we can. In my own area, higher education, Kentucky is even farther along. In fact, I think we're ideally positioned to be the star in the 21st century. You may not know this, but in only 2 states, Kentucky and Hawaii, is the community college system an integral part of the state university system. That arrangement, that direct link to the university, has many powerful advantages. For years, many suspected that the bureaucracy of such a system might stifle the individual community colleges, but they were wrong. And there is at least one major variable they did not count on. No one considered that one of our own, a community college president, and then chancellor of the community college system, would become president of the university. But it happened. Consequently, today, community colleges have a friend in high places, someone who knows that all pieces of the educational puzzle are important, a leader who can and does speak with conviction that community colleges are vital to Kentucky's educational and economic future. Today, community colleges stand securely, shoulder to shoulder with a great university in Lexington and the medical school. The power of that single act, the appointment of one of our own to the highest position in higher education in the Commonwealth, cannot be overstated. Today, we are not only included on the guest list, we sit at the banquet table, and on occasion, we are the guests of honor. And we deserve to be. For 2 years ago, the American Association of Junior Colleges set out to name the 10 places in America where leadership, innovation, and forward thinking were strongest. One of the 10 selected was an entire system. That system is the Kentucky Community College system. That selection alone speaks volumes. It means that PCC is part of and is surrounded by people of the highest caliber, people whose ideas and creativity will push the Commonwealth forward. Together, the 14 community colleges produce a feeling of electricity that makes working here pure joy. There can be no foot dragging in a system that is that good. And one of the best things about working in academia is to be surrounded by talented people with great ideas and creativity. And in Kentucky, I find myself sitting amongst the best. The challenge is exhilarating. And since January, I've had numerous occasions to work with the other presidents in this state, the chancellor, and the folks at the system's headquarters in Lexington, and I'm honored to be part of that select group. Top to bottom, it is a quality organization. This combination, an excellent community college system within a great research university, is an unbeatable combination. Today, for example, we are preparing to build a new library, a $58 million structure which will be located not in Paducah. It will be built in Lexington, but it will belong to PCC. At the press of that button, at the flip of that switch, everything that is there will be here. The books, the periodicals, the research papers, and even the research scientists and their supercomputer. Everything. Meanwhile, we have Kentucky Lake, and Lake Barkley, no rush hour traffic. Because of the information age, the age of electronics, we need not, unless we're simply dying to, leave the town or the county to get all the resources we need. Because PCC is part of the university, and because technology has caught up with our dreams of the ideal educational environment, Paducah is positioned to do what others are still thinking about they might do in the 21st century. Think of who we are. Think of where we are. Think of what we have already done. And you will conclude, as I have, that we are headed for greatness. The timing on this one is incredible. And still, the most exciting part of the story is yet to be told. For the most incredible chapter is being written right here at home. 3 days ago, all of Western Kentucky and the rest of the nation learned about the information park. Our governor put it this way: it's an idea whose time has come. A cooperative venture that will create a virtual revolution in the economic, educational, and social fortunes of us all, while preserving the quality of life that drew so many of us, including the O'Haras, to this region in the first place. This is a plan that will make the rest of the nation sit up and take notice, and this college will play an important part. After all, as someone said earlier, we pioneered interactive learning in Kentucky. Add to this the high probability that Avalos will come here, and the ongoing projects to revitalize our towns and our riverfront, and the hundreds of little things that are going on each day in our lives. And my analogy of the flood is not hyperbole. It may, in fact, be understatement. And as I thought of all these things the other day, I thought to myself, if my friends in Florida were to call me and say, "How is it going in Kentucky?" they'd swear I was making the whole thing up. The stage is set, the time has come for all of us. If we work together as one, we cannot miss. And in all this, Paducah Community College will do what it does best. It will educate, and we will ask for your support. For nearly 6 decades, the thousands of West Kentuckians came to PCC to learn and to grow, and they did. The strength of those alumni, first from Paducah Junior College, then Paducah Community College, will play a central role in our plans. You alumni who stayed, grew, and prospered as a result of PJC. You form the nucleus and the backbone of our local society. You own the businesses, operate the banks, cure and care for the sick, and in a very real sense, make Western Kentucky what it is. And we need you now. And many others came to PCC, but left the region to find employment opportunities that their successful education created. To them we say, times and circumstances have changed. Come back to Western Kentucky, come back to Paducah. We need you too. Starting immediately after the festivities today, PCC will begin a year-long process of locating all of its alumni. And next September 1992, our 60th anniversary, the 500th anniversary of the founding of America, and the 200th anniversary of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, we will invite all those alumni back to campus and share with them the great things that are happening at the college and throughout the region. When they come to the college, they will hear a familiar theme, for we will be doing an even better job of what we have always done, offering education that is worthy of celebration. And in my travels these past 8 months, I have met many of you, and the theme I have heard over and over again is PJC or PCC delivered quality education. And the phrase I hear over and over again, one that I heard from Mr. Graham, who was a graduate of our first class just last week, and Mr. Rosenthal, who now lives in Lexington, and from the entire family of Art Feather, his 6 children, all of whom attended PCC, all of whom went to UK, all of whom have degrees in chemical engineering or electrical engineering, all of whom are going on to graduate study, all said the same thing. You are blessed with an outstanding, excellent faculty. So the alumni will hear that we are continuing that tradition. They will also hear about the Paducah Graduate Program at the Crisp Building, that gift from Harry Crisp, on the other side of town, where we now are offering graduate programs in engineering, higher education. They will visit that center. We are about to embark on a $500,000 renovation of that facility. And they will know that the relationship with Murray State University continues to grow. It grows stronger by the day. Today, a 4-year education can be gained in Paducah. Tomorrow, it will be much easier to do, and that program will also be located at the Crisp Building. They will know that our relationship with Western Kentucky State Vocational Technical School is becoming and now is the model for this state. In 2 months, we will move into Kentucky's first college and technical joint use building, the Allied Health Facility. Caring, cooperation, sharing, and teamwork have replaced unneeded competition and territoriality. And our preoccupation with teamwork and cooperation will extend to every facet of education. Cooperation will become our hallmark. There can be no we and they if we are to be great. We haven't the time, nor can we afford the luxury to duplicate services or duplicate efforts or bicker over who gets credit for the accomplishment, because we frankly don't care so long as our students succeed. Recently, we extended that hand of cooperation to our area high schools and the area technical schools by submitting 3 joint cooperative grant opportunities. The response of our local schools was immediate and very positive. One grant was for Marshall County, and it was successful. Another from the Fulton-Hickman area, and a third from McCracken County. This latter grant, which was agreed to and jointly submitted by the local vocational school, Western Kentucky Tech, the Paducah City Schools, McCracken County Schools, with PCC as the coordinating institution, will bring about an historic amalgamation which will strengthen the education of all of our children. Its basic and overriding purpose is to bring the teachers and the administrators of all entities together to discuss and then revamp the general education curriculum into one which has the kind of technological base that the information park and AVLIS and virtually every 21st century professional job will require. I can find no rhyme or reason why that grant wasn't funded, but it was not. But we will try again next year. But still, this chance to expand the spirit of mutual support and respect is so important to this region that PCC intends to go ahead with the project anyway. On Thursday, I asked the Paducah Junior College Board to transfer monies to get this project underway, and they did, and we will. And what is in it for us? Mostly the satisfaction of doing what we know to be right and necessary and smart. We intend to build upon these new and renewed relationships to build a stronger Western Kentucky. This project will join the teachers and administrators at all levels of education to develop a program of instruction that will promote the welfare of our students. We want those AVLIS jobs. We want them to go to our people. We expect to see the information age park and to have it filled with folks that we have trained and educated and retrained. And by we, I mean Paducah Community College, Paducah City Schools, McCracken County Schools, Murray State University, West Kentucky State, the vocational school, and of course, the University of Kentucky. Finally, we know how to make all this happen. And actually, it is surprisingly easy. First, we will never waver on quality. And though sometimes we are tempted in our enthusiasm to fold on quality, we never will, and we do not need to. And second, through observation and study and experience, I've come to understand that great teaching makes all of the difference. And therefore, PCC will elevate its teachers, its professors, and teaching itself to the highest status that we can bestow. We will place innovation, freedom of expression, and exploration at the top of our agenda. And we will grant to our teachers the fullest powers available to them through the rules of the University of Kentucky. We will in turn expect them to do likewise for our students. For it is only through empowered teachers in an empowered environment that students can emerge confident and ready to seize the day. Third, we will open our doors to all students and remain dedicated to the belief that all can learn. Human beings, with all of our shortcomings, are, after all, learning creatures. We learn easily and naturally. It is our great capacity for learning and reasoning that makes us what we are. Learning is us. It is what we do. I am convinced that quality assurance and an open door policy are quite compatible. Our task is to assess a student's knowledge base and then place them in classes that will assure a logical progression leading to knowledge and understanding, and this we intend to do. Fourth and last, we will live and act by the golden rule and treat others as they would wish to be treated. That includes caring for this college and its resources that you have provided us in a manner that you would do if you were here every day. In this regard, we know that love, or charity, if you will, begins at home. And so we intend to make this college the most rewarding, exciting, personally satisfying place to work that we can. And we know how to do this too. We already have the raw materials, the faculty, and a dedicated staff, and they deserve no less than the best we can give them. We will treat our people and our campus and one another with dignity and respect and expect them to perform their work in a quality manner. We will create a safe, attractive, well-maintained campus and expect everyone, including our students, to help us keep it that way. All this we will accomplish by paying an inordinate degree of attention to details. For it to be excellent, truly excellent, all parts of the college must function well. It is not enough for our teachers to teach well and our students to learn, though that's the most important thing that we do. The environment in which they teach must be conducive to bringing out their best. Broken windows, untrimmed shrubs, faulty heating systems, weeds overgrowing the sidewalks, antiquated technology, handicapped barriers, cluttered parking lots, whatever, broken desks, obsolete or absent teaching tools, poor lighting. These are almost as intolerable as arrogant or aloof administrators. All detract from our excellence, and none can be part of this environment. Our watchwords will be pride and freedom and trust and fair play. In addition, we will ask our legislators to provide us with new buildings and the resources to prepare existing ones so that we can accommodate the 3,200 students enrolled this fall. And that 3,200 does not include the hundreds of Murray State students who come here every week and the thousands of students who enroll in non-credit classes. PCC must have new facilities. Our requests have already gone forth, and I am confident that they will receive the attention that they deserve. So, as my friends in Florida said, why Kentucky? Why Paducah? Why PCC? Why 1991? I've only begun to tell you the story. And you have a phone call from my brother last month to thank you for not having to hear it all. Kevin begged me to make it brief, but when I get so excited, it's hard to do. Western Kentucky is at the flood. The excellence of Paducah Community College is one factor that will allow the Jackson Purchase to seize the day. We have all the raw materials, the desire, the know-how, and especially the teachers to ride this flood on to fortune. Paducah Community College will be the linchpin, the hub, the catalyst, and the conduit through which the growth of the region occurs. We will now and for always, even in times of trouble, for trouble will surely come, value the dignity of all work, all people, all talents, and place excellence in teaching and learning before all else. These are exciting times. I am honored and humbled that you have invited me to play a role. Thank you.
The sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer and every workday. The corntops rise and the meadows in the bloom, while the birds make music all the day. The young boats sail on the little cabin floor, all merry, all happy and bright. But in the hard times comes a knocking at the door, in my old Kentucky home, good night. Weep no more, my lady, oh, weep no more today. We will sing one